I'm Scott Hartema, the Vice President of the board. Greg Jones is on the telephone. Where are you at, Greg? Valdosta? Oh, okay. This is the special meeting to approve the 2026 Fairfield Glade Community Club budget. I'll give you, I think everybody got a copy of the agenda. It's in the back. We'll go through some initial comments. Then we'll ask for a review from Jason and Mary Kay. Is Mary Kay here?
She's
online.
Yeah, she's on vacation, but she's
All right, and then we'll have Jason and Mary Kay go through any comments we've received since the town hall, any adjustments or any changes that have been made since then to the recommended budget. I'd like to start off first with some thank yous. This has been a historical year for Fairfield Glade. Nobody could have anticipated the news we got in July and August. And our senior management team had been through months and months of work on the budget, and then to find out the decision that Wyndham had made was an amazing event that none of us could have anticipated. The amount of work that Bill and Jason and the Financial Advisory Committee have done to talk about, to do scenarios, to look at the different options available was amazing. We have a tremendously talented group of people that have worked on this, and I want to thank them, and I want to thank as well the number of people in the community that have approached me either at the golf course, the Racket Center, or Stonehenge with outstanding questions, expressing their thoughts and opinions, giving ideas. And the common theme that I've got is, despite the uncertainty of what's going to happen with Wyndham in 2026, the key messages I always took away from the folks that talked to me and shared their ideas was Fairfield Glade. A lot of people have worked hard over the last 50 plus years to build up what we have. The beauty, the amenities, the activities, the things that we have. As we fight through the challenges of 2026, the main message that I got was make sure those things don't degrade. Make sure we keep the quality of Fairfield Glade where we need to be, and the things that we need to have happen here at Fairfield Glade.
And the member experience.
And the member experience, yes, absolutely. So with that, we'll do the roll call. Pat?
Ellen Anderson. Here. Scott Hartema.
Here.
Monica Hassel.
Here.
Mary Kay Jacobson. Here. Greg Jones.
Here.
Mark McLean.
Here.
Isaac Zerker.
Here.
Mr. President, we have 7 board members present, therefore we do have a quorum.
Great. Did I get promoted to president?
Nice.
Oh.
Vice President.
All right, so with that, Jason, MK, Bill, any comments, thoughts on since the town hall that you've received?
Well, I can't say there has been no changes since the town hall presentation. Everything remains the same. So what was presented is what's in the budget for approval today.
Okay.
I don't think there was, everyone has opinions about the budget, and most of the comments were questions that are reasonable, and those are being addressed. But that would be my response to what questions we received, is just clarification, and some were expressed in more in the form of an opinion than a question, but that's all fine too.
Okay.
I mean, I think to your point, in the directive that was given, is there is so much unknown, and we need to continue and make adjustments as this new fiscal year progresses. But the key was to maintain the quality and the overall experience in this initial year as to the same levels as we have, and as it's what this community was founded on, as you highlighted, and is our responsibility to property values and the like.
Okay. With that, we'll open up for the member comments and questions, and I'll remind you the protocol. 3 minutes per member. Please state your name and your location when you come up to the mic. Do I have any comments or questions?
Nico Suger, is this thing on?
Yes.
62 Brummel Lane. My comment is on the Gulf subsidy analysis and implications for the 2026 budget planning. In the 2025 budget allocation of community club POA fees, the chief financial officer projected a Gulf amenity subsidy of $2,326,112. In 2024, timeshare golf revenue totaled $976,319. If the timeshare revenue is removed from future operating income, the combined impact, the 2025 subsidy plus the 2024 timeshare revenue, creates a potential reduction of $3,302,431 in golf-related income available for 2026. Looking forward, if we apply a 15% subsidy target to the 2024 golf revenue of $7,776,692, the resulting allowance subsidy for 2026 would be $1,166,503. To achieve this level and uphold the commonly referenced principle of pay to play, the board would need to increase golf round revenue by approximately $2,135,928, which represents a 27% increase over current golf round fee income. This would require increasing the 2025 preferred member golf round fee of $45 to approximately $57, aligning the department with a 15% subsidy level.
1 minute.
It is important to note that this adjustment would address operational expenses only and does not provide any return on investment for the club's substantial capital investment in the golf program. Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions, comments?
Hi, Sue Taylor. I've got 2 comments. I know one of the things you presented was that you were gonna evaluate employees' positions, their workload and such. My husband hasn't worked for Fairfield Glades since maybe February or March. However, he got in the mail, 74 cents to mail it to him, asking if he'd like to contribute to the retirement plan. I'm just wondering how much wasted money in printing them out, mailing them out. Why hasn't he been taken off the list of active employees? I'm just curious about that. So you might want to evaluate what job current employees are doing and why they're not doing their job. Second of all, I don't think the increase is bad at all. I actually expected worse. However, you're asking all the residents to give up 20% that they get discounts at the restaurants. What is the board giving up? From what I understand, you guys got 50% off meals? Is that still correct?
I
And
don't
if
get the,
so-
I get the same 20%
I got
you get.
20%, and I had my whole family at dinner.
And does your whole family get the discount?
No, I had to pay for them. We only got
Hey.
20% for the people.
Okay, I don't know where, I don't know.
Greg Jones has a comment. Go ahead, Greg.
That policy was changed several years ago to reflect exactly what the membership gets is what the board gets.
Okay, that's fine. So you guys aren't gonna get the discount anymore either?
Correct.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to make sure that was right. Thank you.
Welcome. Other comments, questions?
Jim Strack, 76 Lytham Way. Your budget for admin administration costs for 2026 is $6.5 million. Your budget for 2025 was $5.3 million. That's an increase of $1.2 million or 23%. What that tells me is that you're either hiring a lot of people or giving gigantic salary increases. The question I have is, how do we get a list of all the people that are being paid salaries in the community club and what their salaries are? Secondly, a question to Isaac and Monica primarily. I would like to recommend that you consider putting together a compensation committee of 3 people to look at metrics that are set up against the Board of Governors and apply those metrics to make sure that they are attained, and if they're not attained, then the salaries are adjusted accordingly. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good
Jeannie Guy,
morning.
14 Doyle Court. Tom Radcliffe could not be here this morning, so he has asked me to read the following. Excuse me. The board at the budget presentation makes it clear that they still do not know what the timeshares will do and therefore how it will affect the club and its members financially. The assumption made is that we will not get any amenity revenue from timeshare guests. Also, the club will lose the double assessments that are paid by the timeshares. These assumptions were made while the board was adamant that they could not or would not speculate on what the timeshares would do, meaning would they sell, file bankruptcy, stop paying assessments, etc. The board was very clear that we had become too dependent on the income from the timeshares and that we had to shift more to the membership bearing responsibility. With all that said, they proposed to increase the assessment by $9 to cover their assumptions. However, we don't really know what will happen next in the new year. What I do know is that we have adequate reserves to cover the uncertainty. The board could have proposed a budget without the $9 increase until the timeshare picture was better defined. We have over $11 million in cash on our balance sheet at the end of September. However, the board didn't want our money to be used this way, if in fact the assumptions came true. So I ask, what happens if the timeshares keep paying the assessments and/or are sold, for example, to a Hilton? Will we get our assessments back? My guess is no. So I propose to the board that they put all timeshare assessments received in 2026 into a reserve account to be used to refund assessments to members up to the $9 per month increase. I also propose to the board that any additional assessments received above the amount refunded to members be put into a special reserve fund to be used in part for special hardship cases created by this shift in assessment philosophy. Now, I realize that these proposals are still vague. However, I know the board can come up with the actual policy in the same spirit as the proposal, and that should be done by the December board meeting and posted for 30 days for member comment. Yes, the board is right. There is a lot of uncertainty going into next year, and their approach to the 2026 budget is one way to look at it. However, in my mind, it's planning on a worst-case scenario with no plan to deal with a better scenario.
That's 3 minutes, Jeannie.
We wouldn't want this to turn out to be a money grab to deal with other financial woes. If you adopt these proposals, you would show the members you not only have a plan for the downside, but also the upside.
Thank you.
Jean, will you be sending that to us, or will you have to?
I actually have a copy.
This is a lot more words than I could write.
I know.
Thanks.
Thank you. Other comments or questions? Okay, thank you very much. With that, do I have a motion on the 2026 budget
I move that we approve the 2026 budget.
as presented during the
It's
town hall
presented
meeting?
during the last meeting, yes.
Do I have a second?
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The 2026 budget has been approved. Any comments from the board before we close? If not, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.